the financial regulatory reform bill they just passed. It did nothing to address Fannie and Freddie, which was a huge part of the financial collapse, and it created another bailout, which didn't work. It's another. They're all huge spending bills that they're using our money to do, and they're growing the size of government. The private sector is what funds the government. Eventually, you keep growing the government, you're going to run out of private sector money to fund that with. And that's a fundamental problem that we have to fix, because it's the people that are going to get us out of this, not the government.
Hey, Joe, you face this in Philadelphia where we are at Joey Ventos, Geno Stakes. You've had this stuff for 43 years here, these benches here, etc. Philadelphia can't even tell you what you should do to comply with them because they say you have an illegal address here.
Yeah, my address does function in City Hall. For some reason, I don't exist. They've been taking my money for 43 years. All of a sudden, my zoning is not proper. I'm going to have to go to court for that, put a zoning notice out. My tables have been out there for 40 years, and they're illegal. And I applied for the permit. In fact,
we need a sanctuary for your tables.
Well, what's funny about it? Yeah, you're
percolating, do you think? Is it health care and that whole debate around it? Is it small government versus John Adler wanting a bigger role for the federal government?
Well, I think what touches the people, it's the economy. It comes down to pocketbook issues. John Adler, yes, he did vote against the health care, for much the same reasons that I would have done the same. But I brought it to his attention on Michael Smerconius' show last week. That, I question the political game he's playing of running towards the middle. That vote was his first healthcare vote was cast 3 days after Governor Christie takes the district by 17 points. So to that light, is that political posturing to try to run to the middle, to try to say he's a centrist in a Republican-leaning district? I just question that because his track record proves else. I mean, he votes with Nancy Pelosi over a lot of the issues that we have in New Jersey when he was in the state Senate.
Yeah, in state Senate he had a very liberal voting record, without a doubt. Talk about the state of the country right now where John Runyon, just recently retired. I mean, heck, you were playing up until very recently. Jumps into running for Congress and is crisscrossing doing this, which is quite a grind. I mean, it's got to be exhilarating, too, the connection with people and what you're doing. But why do something like that? What is it that motivated you to get into this?
We need our country back. And quite frankly, I'm scared of the fact that my children, my grandchildren, won't have the same opportunity to better their lives that I had. And on this current path that we are on, they're not going to have it. It's going to be taken away from them.
That's, John, what tonight has been about. It's not just about illegal immigration. It's about celebrating what made America great and going back to that rather than this path of destruction that we're on.
Yeah, the talk I just had over in Jersey, it keep coming back to that theme. It's amazing they had. The Constitution and the morals and the base rules that we live by. And when you start to deviate from that type of stuff, you get situations where you need to return to that and return this country to the high level that we're used to.
Well, and I know that you've been endorsed by the people that I think have done a great job, the Independence Hall Tea Party people, among other Tea Party people. And they're under attack tonight. There are a lot of Tea Party people here by the NAACP, a group that I have friends in, but they've lost their minds to attack these people as racist, as bigots, as white supremacists, when really these are the grassroots of people that want to do the right things.
Well, it is, and I think the whole situation brought upon it has been turned into a race issue. It was a blatant violation of electioneering law that we're getting away from the root of the problem. And I think that's kind of the approach I'm bringing to my run. Is common sense. Well, let's boil it all down and get to the root of it and stop finger pointing and calling names and solve problems because we're losing our country.
All right, let's take some callers with John Runyon and Marianne Davies. Michael, you're next in on the Big Talker 1210. Hey, Michael, welcome in. Michael, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make a comment. First of all, I'm African-American and I'm a conservative. I just want to check clear because it's like I'm an endangered species. I totally agree with the NAACP is going, how they're attacking things, and I'm definitely a supporter of us on supporting our. I have some friends that work out there, and it's really brutal. They work in the Phoenix, Arizona area. And I just want to be clear, people, that we got to understand, we got to stand up for our liberty, to get informed. A lot of people in our community, I hate to say it, are not informed. They're sensationalized and they just go on by rumors and think they hear instead of getting information, getting the facts, and understand that what federal government is doing against one of the states is ridiculous.
All right, well, Michael, thank you, Michael. Thanks very much for that call. And there were here, folks, tonight. And Marianne, you experience some of this also when you support, let's face it, conservative causes.
Well, first of all, I don't believe that the Hispanic vote or the Latino vote is monolithic. It's never been. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, again, there's a lot of ethnocentric politics going on, and they're trying to scare people, scare politicians. And if you speak out, if you're a Tea Partier, you're a racist, and you need to go after the Hispanic vote, you need to go after the black vote, because they're not. And I think they got it all wrong. In my community, we're ethnically, socially, politically, and culturally diverse. There is no such thing as a Hispanic voting bloc.
Well, Marianne, thank you very much for joining us tonight, as always. Not in my name. Thank you for joining us. You can slide in. Don Adams from the Independence Hall Tea Party is here with us, and I wanted to talk with him about these developments. Let me go to Tony first, though. Tony, you're in on the Big Talker 20. That's not what we're engaged in at all, and people down here at Joey Vento's Gino Steaks are not engaged in that either. Don Adams from the Independence Hall Tea Party is with us. And, Don, thanks for your help in turning out a lot of people tonight. And also wanted to talk with you. You were one of the first Tea Parties that endorsed Jon Runyon, who's here with us. What's the reaction of the Tea Party folks to this outrage of the NAACP resolving and telling you to take the white supremacists out of your group? I guess if they were here tonight, they'd be looking for hoods.
Hey, Dom, if I could, what I would like to start off saying is that we've had a number of our endorsed candidates here tonight. Jon Runyon is a great guy. We were proud of our endorsement of John. We think he's going to win in November. We also have Dee Adcock here from the 13th Congressional District. Mike Fitzpatrick was here. Pat Meehan called in, I believe. Is that right? It's a really good turnout. These are all candidates that the Independence Hall Tea Party PAC endorsed. So we're very proud of our candidates, and we think a number of them, if not all of them, are going to win in the fall.
Absolutely. Well, talk a little bit about the Tea Party movement, though, and this attack that happened yesterday.
Hey, Dom, I don't even want to acknowledge the charge. It's such a ridiculous and baseless charge. There's no evidence to support it. I can tell you that our group, for instance, is co-sponsoring an event on the 31st called Unity, and we are reaching out to all kinds of minorities. We have a great lineup of speakers. Many of them are minorities. Most of them are minorities. We are really trying our best to make sure that everybody feels included in the Tea Party movement. And I can tell you, in terms of inclusion, we're more inclusive than the Sierra Club. We have more minority involvement, according to the polls. Look at the NAACP doing it.
You've been in probably even more Tea Parties than I've been. And the Tea Parties with the Independence Hall and some of these others, you don't see these signs. You don't see this type of action, and you wouldn't be associated with that. Heck, you put in the diverse. You're not about that, yeah.
We're very like-minded conservative people that are, frankly, there's a lot of them, which I think is a big push behind it, that haven't been in countries in this world. You can.
Exactly right.
You know, and it's awesome that we're actually able to sit here and talk and have this discussion in a great country like this.
Well, you should have been in here a couple hours ago with hundreds of protesters with a drum across the street. They had their say, such as it was, and we had our say here. That's America. Yeah.
Hey, Don, if I could, I'd